We're about ready. Screen and
Hello.
hello.
I don't know why I say hello like that. I don't know, because I'm getting tired
Because
of the
it's your
same
thing.
thing. Yeah, but I'm getting tired of the same way. So hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hello. Hello. It's like I'm like an Indian calling for my children. Hello.
Welcome to Bible Prophecy and Truth. For anyone new, my name's Dan. I'm the author of BibleProphecyandTruth.com. This is my wife, Kelleen, co-hosting and chat moderating, and our sister in Christ, Diane, from Minnesota via Zoom. Hi, Bob. Welcome,
Hi,
brother.
Bob.
Bobby Sue.
Hey.
Sue. Hi, all. Welcome to the Bible study. Well, welcome to you to the Bible study.
So,
would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, follow us on Rumble. Look at on the bottom, there's a banner going. Make sure you look at that. There's all the places that you can get in touch with us. Then go to videos.prophecyandtruth.com, videos.prophecyandtruth.com, because that's where you can watch the videos when all these other platforms go down. So you probably should go over there and familiarize yourself with the website. Okay, that's the actual website, but we're live on the website right now. Make sure you check out the the newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. Also, it's on the banner, but you can reach Dan from the website. The first page, right? The home page, way at the bottom, it'll say contact.
yeah,
right?
Contact us. Yeah, you can
Prayer
you can send me an
requests,
email.
questions, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
And then don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you do not miss any great uploads. And that would be on YouTube and Rumble.
Yeah. And you can sign up for video notifications as well as the live stream on the website. So,
oh, yeah,
please
that's
do.
right.
And the QR code on your screen is a link directly to the website. So you can use that. And today we're going to do part 3 of Islam in the Bible. We've been talking about where Islam is in the Bible, where you can find it. Yeah. We looked at all the false prophecies, the exact duplicate prophecies that Satan set up in Islam. That it's going to fool everyone when it happens, because when the prophecies of the Bible come to pass, the Antichrist and false prophet will be the good guys of Islam, the Mahdi and the Muslim Jesus. So if you missed the last live on Sunday, make sure you check that out. But today we're gonna finish that discussion, and of course we're gonna look at the news as it relates to biblical prophecy. So we will go ahead and get started. And make sure I share sound because I'm gonna play a couple of videos.
Okay, and then
So
media.
the first thing I wanted to show everyone was this just came out where the FDA. I've been talking about this for a long time, right? But the FDA is finally admitting that the COVID vaccine actually kills people. Now they've concluded that at least 10 deaths of children were related to COVID-19 vaccination. So, I mean, I just wanted to point that out because I've been talking about it for a long time. And there's a lot of evidence that way more than 10 were killed. But
Hey, Jody.
At least the FDA itself is finally admitting that it has killed people. So that's a good thing. Not a good thing that it's killed people. It's a good thing they're admitting it finally. Hey, Jody, welcome. So enough about that. Let's take a look at the signs that Jesus gave that would herald his coming. And we always look at earthquakes because it's still astronomically going crazy, the number of earthquakes going on in the world. 1,759 earthquakes in the last 7 days.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Johanna.
Hey, Paul and Johanna, welcome. So I mean, we've had a couple of 6+ in the last 7 days. I fully expect, and we're on track to be about 130,000 earthquakes for the year. And
30,000?
130,000. Yeah.
That's a lot. Wow.
So yeah, we're definitely.
And people aren't saying anything about it, which is really weird. 130,000 for the whole year, and nobody's saying. Hi, Lainey.
Hey, Lainey, welcome, sister. So, other than that, nothing new. There's no huge earthquakes. The 6.6 is, by the way, a very, very large earthquake in Indonesia. But there's still, I expect the graph. Just for nude people, if you go to new people, not nude people, new people, for new people, if you go to BibleProphecyandTruth.com and scroll about 2/3 of the way down to where you see this picture. And this is where I have charts and graphs and everything, and you can see how the number of earthquakes worldwide has just astronomically spiked. 200,000 in 2020. And like I said, we're going back up here. We're going to be about 130,000 by the end of this year. It's looking like. And then it really looks like the 6.0 and greater. So we're going to see that going up as well. So I'll be able to get that graph for you after the year end, and we'll see all the numbers.
Update.
So before we get to the Antichrist and Islam, couple other things, that the signs that Jesus gave that would herald his coming: earthquakes in diverse places, signs in the heavens, weather patterns. It's not, the heavens, remember, is not just outer space. It's not just our solar system. It includes our atmosphere. And so when we see signs in the atmosphere, that's the signs in the heavens that Jesus was talking about. And we had there's 3 powerful cyclones in the South Pacific I talked about this on last Wednesday, but now there's more than 1,350 people that have been killed, millions displaced. Sri Lanka towns were submerged. I mean, this is horrific devastation from the 3 powerful hurricanes. They call them cyclones, but they're hurricanes if you're in Florida or in the tropics. They call them hurricanes, but they're just a cyclone. But yeah, massive. And then what's going on right now is winter storm warning issued across 5 northeast states: New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. And then advisories for New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Connecticut. This massive winter storm is again
Chicago
breaking records. We saw record-breaking storms last winter. We saw record-breaking hurricanes the summer before last, and this last season we saw record-breaking hurricanes. We're seeing again record-breaking winter storms, and there's a little video, a little piece of this video I want to show you from Max Velocity talking about it. So check this out.
Yeah, go and subscribe to his channel.
Yeah,
we are talking about a widespread area in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, with temperatures as low as 20 degrees below zero. A very quick but intense shot of cold air is going to make things very dangerous Thursday morning. And then by Thursday afternoon, temperatures will barely get out of the single digits for most of these areas, including Des Moines, Chicago, back through Madison, and also Minneapolis. And then by Friday morning, we will have below zero temperatures in parts of Indiana, including Fort Wayne, back over near Cleveland, near Lake Erie. I mean, this is just going to be downright frigid temperatures even on Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, that cold air is going to linger. It's not going to go anywhere. It is going to just be, again, very, very cold here across these areas. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, things will start to improve across the Midwest and the Northeast, but it's still going to be very cold here for at least the next 5 days. And currently for Thursday morning, we are at least expecting 10 different record-breaking low temperatures to take place across the Midwest, including areas near Des Moines, all the way through central Wisconsin, near Wausau, and even near Kansas City, where it's only going to be 5 degrees Thursday morning. And Thursday afternoon, record-breaking low maximum temperatures, meaning very cold high temperatures, are going to take place across the Great Lakes and back into the Central Plains. And then by Friday morning, we are going to be dealing with almost 24 record-breaking low temperatures from the Northeast all the way back through the Great Lakes, including areas north of St. Louis, near Chicago, where it's going to be a big fat goose egg, 0 degrees, and then also back through Ohio, where we'll only be in the single digits. Now, shifting gears to snow and rain, we are expecting some moderate to heavy snowfall across parts of Colorado, New Mexico, and even Arizona today.
Yeah.
That's beneath a high pressure.
He's
I
on a
wanted
cruise.
to show you that because what?
He's on a cruise right now.
Yeah. I wanted to show you that because he's talking about the record-breaking temperatures.
Yeah.
This is we're not even in winter yet, and we're having record-breaking temperatures that are winter.
This is usually like
mid-winter.
January,
Like midwinter,
February.
So everything that Jesus said is literally coming to pass. Everything. And you know, I think one day soon I'll go through that list again because you know, for any new people and just you know, a reminder for people that have been watching, you know, all the signs, literally all the signs are coming to pass right now. And if you let's see, I already closed the window, didn't I? Yeah. If I'm going to go ahead and show you. If you haven't seen this before, on this page, if you scroll to the bottom, there's a playlist that Diane did of all of the a video for every single one of the signs that Jesus gave. So if you haven't seen that, you're missing out big time.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Check it out.
Definitely check it out.
It's definitely colder than normal, Jody said.
Yeah. So all of that. Well, we always watch these things because there's new news like almost every live stream that we have. So moving on now. I have to show you this because it actually is, it's kind of, you know, we're talking about Islam and we're talking about where it appears in the Bible and we're talking about how it's related to today's news because Islam is Satan's army. It's part of the mass delusion that's happened to the world. Is this idea that Islam is peace. And it does, you know, remember I talked about this last time, Islam does not mean peace. It means, well, it means submission is what it really means. And it's because it's all about making the world submit to Islam. But listen to this video here. It's pretty eye-opening.
They say that Islam means peace, and that's not true. So because some Muslims are a little afraid, you know, the politics of what was going on geopolitically in the world, you know, Islam means peace. No, Islam doesn't mean peace. It means to surrender and submit. So people should be a Muslim because they should be surrendering. When the law enforcement come to your house, they say, come out with your hands up. Surrender. We say, Allahu Akbar. We surrender. Right.
It says that you fight them till they surrender. Chapter 9, verse 28, 29, and 30. Those are the verses I gave you. These are all about Christians and Jews. You fight them till they surrender. When Islam has taken over the world, established its imperialistic caliphate, and Sharia is implemented, the Islamic law is implemented throughout the world, then we have peace. Peace in Islam means you surrender and you submit. The word Islam means surrender. When they shout Allahu Akbar and then you become Muslim, means you just surrender to an Islamic army.
Should Britain be under Islamic rule?
I say, as a Muslim, if you let me answer this question the way I would like to answer this question, we first need to destroy all of this and make a global Islamic state. Once we have the Islamic state, then yeah.
Should be under Islamic rule.
Yes.
Okay, good. So basically, you want to control all over the world, and everybody else will be under you, right?
Inshallah, inshallah.
As a Muslim, for you, what does peace mean?
Justice.
What does justice mean?
It brings peace.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I tell you what I believe that you mean when you say peace and justice. All the world become Muslim, and those who are not Muslim are subjugated and accept your rule on top, and they're going to be on the bottom.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, we're talking about how Islam it's really taking over the world. And you might say, no, it's not, but it's taking over Europe. It's well on its way to it's already infiltrated the United States. And we talked about the prophecies that Satan set up in Islam and how Satan, that's the thing, Satan is a very powerful fallen angel who is a extremely intelligent being. If Satan were to take an IQ test, it would probably be off the charts, right? He is a fallen angel, very powerful fallen angel. And he has set up the world for a soon to come Antichrist, the Antichrist of the Bible. He set up exact duplicate prophecies because he knows that it's about to happen. And he's got the world set up for it. So we talked about that last time, as I said. So if you missed it, definitely check out the last live we did. But, this is the whole idea of Islam, is to subjugate the world. That's what it's all about. It's first of all about hating Jews and Christians and killing all the Jews and Christians and wiping them all out, and then subjugating the rest of the world to make it 100% Muslim. That's what Islam is all about. And that's what Satan has set up. And that's, you can see these guys, they've got like this indignant look on their face, where, it's just, you should expect this, like we should all just become Muslim because.
Yeah. Like, what's the problem here?
Yeah. And it's because they're so utterly deceived by Satan. The lying wonders of Satan and a strong delusion sent by God for those that don't love God, that love evil and violence and take pleasure in unrighteousness. God sends them a strong delusion that they would believe the lying wonders of Satan. And there you go, right there. That guy is utterly deceived by Satan.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Belgium, Muslims have stormed the Christmas market, waving Palestinian flags, setting off smoke bombs. And, remember last Christmas when there was all of these, jihad attacks on Christmas gatherings all over the world, literally? Could you imagine being in a Christmas market and having them storming in there, screaming Allahu Akbar, waving, setting off smoke bombs? You'd be ready for some massive jihad attack. I'm sure people were terrified. Well, what does it say in Islam? It says to make them terrorize, to terrorize people, to inflict terror. That is part of the doctrine of Islam, is to scare people, to terrorize. And that's, and then at the same time, Christmas markets in Germany, they're installing anti-tank barriers to stop any jihad terrorists because of what happened last year. Rather than removing the jihad terrorists, they're just putting up, they're just trying to stop them. It's so utterly dumb.
Can they actually remove them?
Well, they could if they really wanted to.
They're really, really heavy.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They can't just pull them into the street. They have to use a vehicle to pull them into the street. That's what they have on the military base, so that they put them out there so they can't take a car and drive through there and hit people.
Right, the barriers you're talking about.
Yeah, the barriers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Germany's
They've
a lot further along than the United States. Germany
yeah.
has so many Muslims, and they're taking over just like they're taking over the UK. And
Yeah.
so for them to remove the terrorists, they'd have to start now, and they'd literally have to use their army to go in and just, find them all and get them all out. It would be very difficult, I'm sure.
They've infiltrated too much.
Yeah.
I don't think they have much of an army. I mean, much of a military, though.
That's
Germany?
why the United States is
Yeah.
there.
I mean, men are told at a certain age, like 18 or 19, you either join the military or get a job. So they join the military.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is happening. I fully expect to see more going on this Christmas season, right?
Oh yeah.
Because they're definitely planning attacks,
In the United
whether or not
States.
they go through with it or not.
Like in Michigan and Minneapolis, I'm waiting,
Right? Texas. Yeah.
watching. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then, Pope Leo, imagine blaming economics for the reason that Muslims are wiping out Christians and slaughtering them daily is because of economics. It's like, do you think we're that dumb? Do you say this as if we're supposed to believe it?
I'm sure the
No, it's
Catholics
just
are believing it.
economic reasons. No, it's because Muslims hate Jews and Christians, and they're slaughtering them because of what their book, their Quran, tells them to do. That's exactly what they're doing. It has nothing to do with economics.
But I'm sure at least a lot of the Catholics believe him.
Well, a lot of the Catholics are believing the interfaith lies, right? They believe that all religions worship the same God because that's what that man right there is promoting.
And the man right before him was promoting.
And Francis, and it's actually been in the Catechism. Article 841 of the Catechism has been there for a few decades. It's been a while, and they've been pushing it for a long time. And this man is definitely, the words of Satan are coming out of his mouth, no doubt. Pope Leo, the only solution to the Israel-Palestinian conflict is the establishment of a Palestinian state. This is gaining more traction, and I'm really, we're still looking at Abraham Accords. We're still looking at a possible peace agreement, but
signed.
It really looks like they're going to push this through and establish a Palestinian state, which would then, as I keep saying, right, if they make a Palestinian state, then they're going to have to draw the borders. They're going to have to draw the borders of Palestine and the borders of Israel and declare that Israel has the right to exist, which that is the confirmation of the covenant that we're waiting for. When the world says Israel has a right to exist and here's her borders, that will be the confirmation of the covenant when they all get together and sign an agreement. And we're waiting for that right now. I expect to see it actually very soon.
I know.
And then, the Isaac Accords, I showed you this a little while ago. It's still got some momentum there, where in Latin America, they're pushing, they're following Trump's Abraham Accords with the Isaac Accords, trying to create more momentum towards signing a peace deal, a treaty without having to force a two-state solution, right? So it still could go either way. We're waiting to see.
Does the Bible say that the world will be on board?
Well, it just says that he will sign, the Antichrist will be one of many who confirms the covenant. So it's going to be not necessarily the whole world, but it will be a group of nations, certainly, that will sign it. Yeah. Most likely, the EU, the UN,
NATO, maybe.
The nations that are Muslim, the ones that are around Israel will probably be involved in it. Europe, the United States, right? All of those. Other countries, who knows? But there are a lot of countries that are agreeing with the accords that they should happen. But then remember a little while ago, I showed you a map of all the countries in the world that think a 2-state solution should be imposed.
I know.
And it's like all of them except like 5 countries.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody wants.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be
two-state.
the countries that the Antichrist fights in war
Yeah.
because they don't want that.
Yeah. And that's what the Bible tells us,
Mm.
that he's going to be fighting wars right up until the end. So,
Yeah.
So it'll be the ones that are in resistance.
Yeah. So Netanyahu applauds Milei's. I don't know how to say his name. You know how to say his Milei. Yeah, you're my pronunciation police.
That's
so.
because it's not because I'm smart. It's because I watch the news all the time and I just hear
And you
people
hear 'em say it,
pronounce
yeah.
things. Like I didn't know that Qatar was Qatar. I thought it was Qatar
Well,
for
that's-
many
people say
years.
Qatar,
And
though.
when I
Yeah.
heard them pronounce it as Qatar, that's the only reason why.
Yeah. And I say Qatar, but I've heard people also call it Qatar. So
Well, they don't know
That's-
what they're talking about.
yeah, I think it's Qatar.
Those are the dumb ones.
So we'll see. Trump invited Bibi to Washington, so they're going to have a talk.
Oh,
So we'll see.
I can't even
Yeah.
imagine Bibi wanting to sit in the same room with that jihad.
With the jihadists, yeah,
Yeah, I just
the terrorist in a suit, the leader of Syria.
Jeez, when
yeah.
he knows that he hates him and wants
Yeah.
him.
But I don't think
unalive.
he's actually going to be there. He's just going to talk to Trump because he was here like last week, and
Not last
he's
week.
gone now, or the week
It's been
before.
weeks.
It's been a week or two
A couple weeks ago.
since the
Yeah,
guy
a
was
couple
here.
weeks. The royal prince was here, I think.
Right, he was here
week.
last week. Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. So we'll see.
I don't know.
What's gonna happen
Bibi just
here.
doesn't understand. I can understand his apprehension, but
Huh?
he just doesn't understand prophecy, and he doesn't understand that his country is going to be doing their sacrifices again. They're all going to be happy temporarily.
Yeah, temporarily.
Yeah, he just doesn't know that yet.
Yeah. And CNN to sponsor a forum featuring anti-American, anti-Israel lineup.
Of course, but
Interesting.
nobody gives a crap about
CNN.
CNN anyway.
You know what I don't understand is how are they still in business?
Well, they still
Who
have a
watches?
lot. 30% of the country.
It's like, and I think to myself, who is still watching that? And then I remember like 30%.
Yeah, there's
are
a lot
actually still
of
watching.
boomers.
Yeah,
CNN.
some people are still watching.
There's a lot of boomers
Yeah,
that voted for Biden.
a lot of woke people.
Yeah, and
that,
woke people.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
why? You can lie to us and tell us that Biden is fine, but when you rest your head on your pillow at night, do you trust him to be okay?
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah. And then in Canada, Muslims take to the streets in anger after Quebec moved to ban public prayer. Now, you remember, we just saw videos of Muslims, people that grew up Muslim, talking about how they never, ever do this
They
in
don't
Muslim
pray in
countries.
public.
In Muslim
Yeah.
countries, they do not go out on the street to pray. This is a statement.
Yes,
They're
it
going out
is.
on the street praying in our face saying, we own you.
Yeah.
It's a statement. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a
Your
bold,
country belongs
brash
to
statement.
us.
Yeah. We
Mhm.
own you. That's the only reason they do it.
Don't you remember when we saw that we went to an Orlando flea market and we saw the Muslims praying in their stalls,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. It's
It is a
it's
statement.
sad, but here in Florida, there's actually a lot of mosques and a lot of Muslims that have infiltrated. Yeah. The former Qatari prime minister makes the startling admission about paying off the media. That's
There
just
you go.
another article about how they're admitting that they were, yes, the fake news was generated as propaganda paid for by Muslims. Yeah. And have been for a long time. That's why they're so adamant about they keep repeating the lies over and over and over, because they're just being paid to. They don't even care if they lose audience, because they're getting paid to say what they're saying anyway. Crazy. The world today is just insane. Qatar's pushing the next phase of a ceasefire despite Hamas's failure to return all the hostages. Right? They still haven't even returned all of the bodies. They're refusing to disarm. They're refusing the next phase. But Qatar, of course, pushing for the next phase, very much involved in everything. And that's the thing about Qatar is, we have to understand that this is the enemy. These people support jihad terrorism. They support the Muslim Brotherhood. They support Hamas. They support, but they're pretending to be our friends, and they're chumming around with us, as if we should trust them. And this is taqiyya. This is the doctrine in Islam that it is not only okay to lie, but that you should lie if it assists the ascendancy of Islam. And this is practiced everywhere today by Muslims, where they just lie and lie and lie if it furthers their agenda in any way. It's just what they do. The Islamic Jihad expanding military presence in Syria. Remember, it was all about Gaza, because Gaza was an autonomous area, right? It was run by Muslims. The Israelis had no governance at all, no presence in Gaza at all. They had moved out in 2006, and it was totally run by Muslims. And that's why there was constant attacks coming out of Gaza, rocket launchers and jihad attacks, terrorist attacks coming out of Gaza. And then, of course, October 7th, 23. And so now that they've pretty much been stopped in Gaza, well, they're moving into southern Syria. They're moving to Judea and Samaria, the area that's called the West Bank. They're just moving. They haven't been stopped, and they haven't been wiped out. I mean, remember, it's Islam that Israel is fighting. It's not Hamas or ISIS or Al Qaeda or any of those. It's Islam, and they've got a couple billion to pull to recruit from. So this is Satan's army. This is Satan's army, and this is, when we look at the Antichrist, and we look at everything that the Bible tells us about the Antichrist. And one thing I'm going to do, starting on our next live on Sunday, I'm going to talk in depth about Daniel and the prophecies of the last days, because Daniel 2, Daniel 5, Daniel 7, Daniel 9, 10, 11, and 12 all have prophecy about the last days, and how they all tie together, and how we can really put a really good picture together of what the Antichrist is going to do from those prophecies. And I'm going to talk about that starting next Sunday and go into depth on Daniel. But this is we know that this is going to get worse. We know that there's eventually going to be a war that breaks out, and it's going to end with the sixth trumpet blowing, and almost certainly going to be a nuclear exchange that wipes out a third part of the world. And then the Antichrist will use that as a stepping stone to power, to come in the name of peace, because the world will be clamoring for a savior. So this is all leading up to that. Definitely. Pope Leo doubles down on the two-state solution. He just, if you haven't seen my video or the documentation on who is the puppet master, you need to watch it, because this guy is literally the head of the snake here. He's speaking Satan's words, and you need to understand that. I'll just show you here real quick. If you go to BibleProphecyandTruth.com and just scroll a little bit down the front page here to where, a little bit further down the front page where you see who is the puppet master here. You can watch that, or you can go to videos.prophecyandtruth.com and see who is the puppet master here, which it has a link to the document as well in the video. So if you haven't seen that, check it out and watch all of these, right? Watch the end game agenda, the stage is set, who is they, all of these videos. If you have not seen them and you're not aware of how Satan literally has the world set up for the end time right now, to bring out his Islamic Antichrist, then you should watch these videos, because it will definitely open your eyes. Hamas linked CARE. This is an American organization. These are people that do lobbying for our government. They lobby for politicians that they pay. I mean, there's so many politicians that are being blackmailed and bribed to do the things that Muslims want. Right. And this Council on American Islamic Relations is a organization in the United States that has lots and lots of money, because countries like Qatar finance them. They have billions of dollars that they use to lobby. And it's funny how the people that are deceived, that think that Jews are responsible for everything, right? Because Qatar and all the propaganda, and Iran, the propaganda coming out of there from all of Islam is that, the Jews are the evil in the world and they're responsible for all the bad things and they control the world. And it's kind of a dumb idea, because if you just look at the world, you can see that Israel doesn't seem to control much of it at all, if any. But they say that, they control everything. Look at all the lobbying that Israel does. Well, look at all the lobbying that every country does, including Muslims, through organizations like CARE. The lobbying that they do is vastly more than what Israel can do. Israel doesn't have that much money, but Muslims have trillions of dollars through all of the countries that are involved. Yeah, Qatar is one of the richest countries in the world. They're super filthy rich, and they finance all of this stuff.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia too. Yeah, and they're, Saudi Arabia pretends to be kind of, a moderate, we don't really get involved, but they're very much involved behind the scenes.
It's such a scary thought to think that jihadis were literally in the White House.
Yeah.
How real is that?
Chumming around with Trump.
How real is that?
Yeah.
It's a scary thought.
Yeah. And then, the Democrat fake news machine, right? They keep manufacturing crises, and then it collapses, and they're really kind of dying right now. That they're still pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, but it's like people have stopped believing them, except for the 30%.
It's probably down to 20% now.
But they're kind of dying off, which is a good thing. But they're still pushing it. They still got lots of money,
and that's stupid.
This guy.
I told someone at work today that if anyone asks, I'm not going to tell them where I live, what state I live in. I'm not going to say anything. I live in Florida.
Her heart is in
Your
Florida.
heart's in Florida. Yeah. And you will be here someday soon.
Yeah, you will.
Hopefully soon. But, you know, Minnesota government workers are calling out Tim Walz on
he's like
on the fraud that, you know.
I think he's got mental issues. I
Well,
really do think
Trump-
he has mental
Trump
issues.
called him a retard.
Yeah, Trump called him a retard.
It's like, you know, I don't like to call people
He said,
names.
I think there's something wrong with him.
I don't like
I
to,
agree.
I don't like to call
No,
people
I don't
names.
call names.
It's
but,
not a
but I
godly-
honestly do believe that there is something wrong in his head. He's
Well,
lost his
he-
mind.
He is used by the enemy.
Well, he's a
100%.
communist.
He's just a puppet. He's a pure puppet is all he is.
He spends so
Yeah.
much time in China. He spends more time in China than Xi Jinping. He's
Yeah,
old.
and
he
that's-
went there for his
He,
know, that's the
honeymoon.
thing.
promised things, and he's
I know.
just a little monkey. Is all he is to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. But he the fraud that happened was largely
Oh,
his
yeah.
doing. Yeah,
Well,
because
there's other
he's being
Muslims.
paid by Qatar. He's being paid by China. He's you know,
Yeah.
he's just
oh yeah,
he's got his lots of hands in his pockets, you know.
oh yeah.
And yeah. So and that's that, you know, that's the Democrat machine.
They've lost
right?
their minds.
The Democrat machine is a fraudulent, just deceitful. They don't even care about the United States.
No,
These
No.
people care nothing about us or our country.
no.
They only care about
their own agenda.
their wallet being fat.
Yeah, their own agenda.
Yeah. And then people like this, you know, they get in with the secret society and they think, oh, I'm going to be some great man, you know, and really he's just a
They're just
a
using him.
puppet that's
Yeah.
being used and going to be discarded as trash when he's done with him.
Yeah.
You know, Satan's going to stab people like that in the back when he's done with them. He doesn't love them. Their God does not love them. They don't know it though.
No.
They're totally deceived. They are utterly deceived by Satan. Completely.
Yeah, they are.
They're
That's the thing.
selfish, and that's
Yeah.
why they're easily persuaded to do things.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because they're
Mm.
greedy and selfish and have no
Yeah.
love in their hearts.
A lot of people don't
Yeah.
like Kash Patel now, but I do still. He hasn't proven anything to me that he's not trustworthy.
No, not at all. And Trump himself said, what are you all talking about? Right? There's nothing wrong with cash. And
No,
and here,
I've always respected Kash.
here's a video that I want you to see because you know, we've talked about, you know, why isn't anybody doing anything? And we've speculated, well,
know.
maybe they're just getting all of their ducks in a row before they really
I
start
mean, that's
pushing.
what I'm hoping for. But,
And here's what Kash Patel has to say about it.
okay.
When the United States government and agency heads want things to
I can't hear
disappear
him.
and want things to be buried and hidden, they know how to do it. But what they didn't count on was President Trump winning, him electing leadership across the United States government to say, go find out how they corrupted and weaponized law enforcement. And that's what we did. That's what we're doing. That's how we found it. And we're going to continue to expose it. And you're going to see everything we found in that room in one way or another, be it through investigation, public trial, or disclosure to the Congress.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm happy to
We're
hear him
hanging
say
on.
that.
It's only been a year, so let's.
So we'll let them get all their ducks in a row because you know, they really do need to make sure they have all their ducks in a row because they're going against some very powerful, very wealthy people.
That's true.
So I'm glad to hear him say that.
Well, here's my thing. How long am I going to give him before I'm not going to trust him anymore? I really don't know. I think I'll know, but there's no reason for me not to trust him. So I'm just going to trust him.
And it literally has only been a year.
Yeah.
So, and they're
probably not even.
they're having to fight
Not even.
for every inch of progress. that they
Every
make.
time they make a
Yeah.
move, they get thrown in court.
Yeah.
There's
So-
some liberal judge that stops them.
Yeah. So it's no wonder it's taking time.
Yeah,
But I hope they are. I hope they're getting all their ducks in a row, and I hope they're successful when it comes down. So on to the war front. Wars and rumors of wars. One of the signs that Jesus said would herald is coming, and people alive today. It's like we're so acclimated to just there's always war. But the world hasn't always been like that. We're used to it because it's been our whole lives, but it's worse and worse and worse. And there's war happening all over this planet right now. Wars. And a lot of people don't realize how many wars, they know about the Ukraine and they know about Israel, but they don't realize that there's lots and lots of other wars happening right now. Just look it up, right? Just Google or Bing it or whatever, and look for how many wars there are. There's a lot. So, but Ukraine, the Ukraine update is what this is about, right? Because Zelensky agreed to the latest, but here's the thing. President Putin called the terms not acceptable ahead of the peace negotiation meeting. So it's not going to happen again, right? This keeps happening. Well, we're going to do it, but then he's being hard-nosed, and he's not going to accept unless he gets what he wants.
Yeah.
So we'll see where
evil
all this
doesn't.
happens.
I keep saying this. Evil does not negotiate.
Yeah, and he is a very evil man.
So is Zelensky.
Oh, both
they
of them.
both are.
Both of them. Yeah.
And you can't negotiate with evil.
Ukraine is the most
Zelensky
evil country, the most corrupt nation in the world, literally, where Ukraine is where all the money laundering was going through.
With Biden and all his attorneys.
And that's why, everybody wants to keep the war going and to keep funneling money there, because they really accelerated it with the war. And all the billions of dollars that supposedly went to the war effort, the corrupt, evil people in our government are there's a lot of them. And it's not just on one side. It goes on both sides of the aisle. A lot of these rhinos that won't follow the Trump plan aren't doing it because they're being paid, just like everyone else. And that's the thing, the secret society uses bribery, which works for most people. But if that doesn't work, then they use blackmail. And they use, threats and, we won't just kill you. We're going to kill your entire family kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that, you might think, oh, that only happens in the movies, but that's a very real thing that happens all the time. And we have to understand that level of evil is in this world all over the place. It literally is. And then, Venezuela, this is, do you wonder if China is behind provoking this? Because China really wants us to be involved in multiple war fronts. China working with Russia and Iran, and, they're always kind of the guy behind, in the shadows. But they always work towards anything to bring America down. And I always wonder if, since they haven't been able to get NATO involved and the United States involved in the war with Russia, so let's make it part of the drug war, and Venezuela, and bring all of our resources over there, so they can go and take Taiwan. And it's that's the thing that China really wants. They want us to be involved on multiple war fronts, because if we're too involved in a couple of wars, we have no resources to go and defend Taiwan, if that's the case. So I don't know if China has anything to do with that, but war with Venezuela, I understand stopping all the drug trafficking, but going to war, I don't really, I'm not for that.
I'm not really into that. No.
So we'll see what comes of that. And then here's a good meme. You know, what scares you more?
I think you saw that from me, right?
I think I did, yeah. Seeing your friends and family cast you off because you told them the truth, or seeing your friends and family cast into hell because you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, that's something that people really, you really need to pay attention to that, because if all you do is you make mention of Jesus every now and then to your ungodly family, and then you don't talk about God, and you don't really talk to them about God because they don't want to hear it. But you know, you make mention of God once in a while, and you say that that's your witness and that's how you're talking about God. Now, if you're going to talk to your family about God, you need to sit them down face to face, eye to eye, and tell them they're going to die in their sin. And when they tell you to shut up, you say, no, I can't, because I love you and I don't want to see you cast into hell.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just, well, okay, but I'll just say, praise the Lord every once in a while when I'm around you, and then call that good. Like, what do you think you're doing? What do you really think you're doing? You're giving them a nod and a wink. You're showing them that you're not really serious about God at all. When you do that, you're proving to them that you're not serious about God.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Are you serious? And then this was another good one. I think this was one of my memories. I don't think I stole it from you.
No.
But if you're saved already, why does the Bible say,
yeah.
he that endureth till the end shall be saved? Right? Why should we work out our own salvation with fear and trembling? Why should we give diligence to make our calling and election sure? I mean, there's so many things in the Bible that if we just, you know, oh, we're saved and that's it, then why are there so many statements like that? Seriously. And then one final meme before we talk about Islam again. If your kids make all A's, go to college, buy a house, and never meet Jesus, then it's all worthless.
Yeah.
It means nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm telling you right now, if your kids don't love God, God's not blessing them with their degrees and their jobs and their houses and their happy life. That's not God.
Mm-mm.
God does not bless people that don't love him.
Right. Sure don't.
Wow. So, switch gears now. So, I've talked about, in the last couple of lives, we've talked about where Islam is in the Bible, where it's in Daniel 2, the 10 toes, the iron mingled with clay. We know that that's Islam. Absolutely 100% fact, because it's now history. The iron mingled with clay is the Islamic Empire / Holy Roman Empire that still exists in the EU and the Arab League today. And those two pieces are going to be in existence when Christ returns. So we know that for a fact. Islam is one part of that. You know, the Catholic Church is the other part. So, yeah, the Antichrist and the false prophet. The Daniel 7, the 10 kings, the fourth beast. That's Islam. That's going to be a 10-nation union under the Mahdi when he rises. Revelation 13's 10 kings. Revelation 17, 10 kings. And the one thing that I didn't talk about yet is we went into the false prophecies and where Islam came from and all the duplicate prophecies, but I didn't talk about the green horse of Revelation 6 and Zechariah 6. So I want to talk about that, because I firmly believe that this is another place where Islam is in the Bible. And I say believe because this is one of those things that's a little speculative. But in my mind, not so much, because it fits with everything else. All the puzzle pieces come together with this. interpretation of the four horsemen and how it's a duplicate prophecy, a parallel prophecy of Zechariah 6. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that. I'm not going to talk about all of it today, but it's on my website, chapter 5, the four horsemen. You can check it out. But, you know, the white horse, the red horse, the black horse, and the green horse, because where they have the word pale in the New Testament in Revelation, I've got, let me go to pale. I'm going to skip down to where I have the definition here, because I have where it shows that the word pale in the King James Bible means chloros, which means greenish or pale green. And so, but there's three other places in the Bible, in the New Testament, in Mark, and two other places in Revelation where that same word chloros is used. And in all three of those other places, it uses green as the translation. And when you see what this horse represents, it should be green instead of pale, is the point I'm making, because that's really what it is. It's a green horse. And like I said, I'm not going to go through all of the different horsemen and the seals, or the seals and the spirits of Zechariah. But if you haven't seen this before, definitely check it out and study it and look at it yourself in the scriptures, right? Look at Zechariah 6, 1 through 8, and compare that with Revelation 6, 1 through 8, and look at how all of these, when you combine these two, then you see the true meaning of these horsemen / spirits that are in the world. But I want to talk specifically about the green horse, because this is such a perfect definition of Islam. Death and hell sat on him, right? I mean, does that not define Islam? You know, and it talks about, let's see, do I have the whole thing written out here? I should have it all, but let's look at it up in the scripture here. I know I keep scrolling up and down here, but so where we talk about the pale horse, it says, his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him, and power was given unto them over a fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. And the beasts of the earth here, this word beasts, as it is also used to represent kings in other places in the Bible. So when we see beasts of the earth, it's their own kings are causing them to be put to death, to die, to kill people, as well as them encouraging them to commit suicide bombings and things like that. All of these things. And then when you look at the grizzled and bay, which is not actually two horses. Grizzled and bay just means spotted and of a strong color. It's the same horse. It doesn't mean two separate horse chariots, right? The grizzled and bay, the black horses go in the north country, and the gray, the grizzled and bay says, grizzled and bay go forth to the south country, and the grizzled and bay, those that go toward the north country, have quieted the spirit of the green horse, the grizzled and bay, the spotted and of a strong color green horse. So they go south. Those that are in the north country quiet the spirit of them in the north country. They have power of a fourth part of the earth. They kill. Death and hell comes from there. So let's now look at those descriptions of this spirit that's in the world, because Zechariah 6 shows us that these are all spirits that are in the world, and they've been in the world for a long time. Because when Jesus broke the seals, it was millennia ago. These spirits have been working in the world, and they don't come to power in the same order that they were released. They're just working in the world for this whole time. And it's amazing to see how it just fits the world so well. When you look at Islam, capitalism, communism, and Catholicism, and you say, well, capitalism isn't a religion, but all those other ones are, because communism really is a religion, right? Atheism is a belief. It's a religion. It really is.
Oh yeah.
But capitalism really is a love of money religion. It promotes greed. It's all about money, and it's a religion based on, monetary gain. Capitalism. You might not agree with me, and that's okay, but it really
The
makes
description of it is believable.
is spot on.
Yeah.
The black horse and the black spirit, that's in the world, and that all of the things that this green horse represents. And here I have the actual definition of chloros, and then where we see green and other places, just to prove that to you. And it's, this horse is given power over a fourth part of the earth. And I have a little chart here. Now, this was back in 2015. This was 10 years ago. And there were 24.1% of the world was Islam, at which it has gained. It's what I've heard and seen lately is that it's pretty much exactly 25% now of the world is Muslim. So they were given power over the fourth part of the earth. And remember this, one of the things that comes to mind is that, well, when the Antichrist takes over, the whole world's going to turn Muslim. So, but that doesn't discount the fact that they're given a power over a fourth part of the earth until the time of the end, until the Antichrist takes over the world. It will rule the world at that point. But it says that it goes south, and Islam is south. The darker green, the heavier the Muslim population. It definitely went south. Hunger, it brings hunger with it. And look at where the people starving in this world are by far the most are in the southern hemisphere. So it goes south. It brings hunger. It brings death. It controls the fourth part of the earth. And look at this, the black horses quieted the spirit of the green horses and the green spirit. And if you look at capitalism and where capitalism is in Europe, in Western nations, Islam is very light and exists very strong where there is no capitalism. So that's one of the things, when you look at the black horse as being capitalism and see this, it's like, wow, does that fit? So that's one of the things that it's, you don't have to believe this. It is speculative to say this, but I'm totally convinced that this is the prophecy that we see. You combine Revelation and Zechariah, and this is just spot on, perfect fit. So when death and hell follows, that Islam promotes suicide bombing, killing you. If you try to leave Islam, your family will kill you. In their doctrine, everyone, it tells them in the Quran to kill everyone that won't submit to Islam. It's so death and hell. So also, if you think about it, everyone who dies in Islam is going to hell.
Yeah. Sad.
You know, death and hell follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then this is like the big picture, right? This is where it all fits together, where, you know, the prophecies of Daniel and the prophecies of, you know, the Daniel 7, Revelation 13, Daniel 2, the seals and the spirits from Zechariah all fit in this big picture that God painted for us. Because how did God show us the prophecies of the end time? He gave us illustrations. He gave us paintings, right? He gave us pictures of what it would look like at the time of the end. All of the prophecies paint a picture of, you know, this representation of the kings of the earth and things that are happening. And this grand mosaic that God painted for us, all of it fits together like a hand and a glove so perfectly. It's like all of the puzzle pieces just fall into place. And it's so amazing to see. And it, you know, you, like I said, you don't have to believe the same way I do about the green horse, but it sure does fit with the rest of the prophecies. So, and then finally, just to wrap up our whole talk about Islam and the Bible, and why is the Antichrist a Muslim?
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the things, and here I've got this article that I wrote back in 2020, looks like. Why is the Antichrist a Muslim according to biblical prophecy? And it's, you know, we have to remember that, like I did this update in 2024, we literally see half the world supporting a murderous, rapist, hateful Islamic people. Literally half the world is supporting this. And it's the lying wonders of Satan. It's 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. It's a supernatural delusion that's happening in the world. And, you know, we're waiting. He's destroying the Western world. That's part of this, how he's got the stage being set up, because he's destroying Western power.
And you know what? There's so many people I hear on podcasts and even news people saying, what is happening to people? What is going on? Especially Tim. He says that every day almost.
Yeah,
like, what is going on? And then I'm like, pick up your Bible.
I know. This is what's going on.
Search
it's a
it out.
supernatural
Find out.
thing. Yeah, it's the lying wonders of Satan that are literally bringing the world under strong delusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
and that's why
everybody out.
People can't figure out what's going on, because why are people this dumb?
Yeah, and they've just gone off the deep end. You know, like a lot of the Democrats, you know, are just going so drastically to the left that it doesn't even make sense. Like nowadays, I'm probably one of the older JFK type Democrats where I'm against war and stuff like that. And I would never go to the left.
I know.
No,
Yeah.
you know, the Republicans back in the day were more the warmongers and stuff. And I'm not
the Democrats
that.
used to
I'm
be
not that.
the more conservative, but it's flipped.
Yeah, it's flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just so off the deep end. It's like not even real real Democrats are just like, I can't get on board with this. It's just, they're crazy.
Because
a lot of Democrats voted for Trump.
It is crazy. Literally crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on in the world right now, and then as we saw, as we were studying through, where Islam is in the Bible, we see that, the 5th section of the statue from Daniel 2 is, and people will say that there's only 4 sections to the statue because they try to make it fit together with Daniel 7, but it does not fit. And it can't fit. There's multiple reasons why it does not fit. They end at the same place. Both Daniel 7 and Daniel 2's prophecies end at the coming of Jesus. So they end at the same place, but they are not the same prophecy. This prophecy is successive kingdoms from the time of Babylon to the return of Christ. The prophecy in Daniel 7 is a picture of 4 kingdoms that exist at the time of the return of Christ. Very different prophecy, but ends at the same place with the return of Christ. This is no doubt the 5th section, the iron mingled with clay. There's absolutely no doubt that it is Islam. And I'm going to show this picture to everyone again. These maps that I have here that kind of, a picture paints 1,000 words, right? The Holy Roman Empire, EU, the Islamic Ottoman Empire, the Arab League, they're the same entities in the same place in the world, just with different names. It's now the EU and the Arab League, but they are still Catholicism and Islam ruling those areas and will be in power when Christ returns. When this 5th section of the statue exists, is when Christ returns. That's what it says in Daniel 2. And there is not going to be another world dominating power. And people say, well, the American empire is in existence now. Well, America doesn't rule the world.
Yeah.
No.
We're a very powerful nation, and we're able to influence the world in a big way because of our control of money and our influence because of our power, but we don't rule the world. We don't occupy. We haven't taken over the world militarily. And so it does not fit this, right? This description of an empire. So I disagree with that. That it's not an American empire. Well, Trump probably wants it to be the golden
he just
empire.
Wants to be dominant.
And
It's not going to happen, though.
I agree with the ideals of the United States, right? Freedom of speech, freedom to do what we want,
Peace through
to
strength.
worship God how we want.
Yeah. Peace
And
through strength.
I definitely agree with that. All of, what Trump's doing is a great thing. And I hope he's
Prosperous.
successful.
That's what he wants. He wants.
Yeah. So don't get us wrong. We're definitely, for Trump and what he's doing. But this is just kind of this is a fact, not speculative. It's a fact that this is the iron mingled with clay, the 5th section of the statue, and that will not change before Christ returns. We know that for a fact. And then Daniel 7 shows the 10 kings that will be aligned, which are the 4th beast of Daniel 7, which is destroyed when Jesus returns. And this, the 4th beast is, it has 7 heads and 10 horns. It becomes part of the 13 nation union of Revelation 13. And it's hated by I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. The 10 kings hate the whore, which is a little bit further down. The 10 kings, being Islamic nations, hate Christianity, even though they're going to allow Christianity through Catholicism to submit to it. They still hate it. but they're going to do it because the false prophecies that Satan set up said that they have to. They have to submit to the caliphate and the world governing power that will come from his rule. So they have to do it. But, you know, the 10 horns from Daniel 7 align with the 10 toes of Daniel 2. And it's the same 10 horns of Revelation 13 because it's that 10-horned beast that aligns with the other 3 nations, where the Antichrist will create. And that's one thing, you know, we looked at Daniel 8 and we saw the 2,300 days there is where the Antichrist will stand up about 8 months after the signing of the peace treaty. The confirmation of the covenant will begin the final 7 years. And then approximately 8 months later, the Antichrist will stand up, according to Daniel 8. And what he's going to do at that time is create this 10-horned beast of Daniel 7. It doesn't exist yet. I know a lot of people try to figure out what is the 10-horned beast. It does not exist yet. It will exist when the Antichrist declares himself the Mahdi of Islam, and 10 Islamic nations lift him up as their Mahdi. That will be the 4th beast of Daniel 7, which will be utterly destroyed when Christ returns. And the other 3 beasts, remember from Daniel 7, have their lives prolonged for a season and a time, where they live through into the 1,000-year reign of Christ. But Islam will be utterly wiped out when Christ returns, the 4th beast. So the 10 kings hate the whore, as I pointed out. In Revelation 17:17, it shows that God puts it in their heart to give their power to the Antichrist. But they hate the whore. They hate aligning with her. But they're going to do it anyway. Because
and that's the Catholic Church?
The Vatican, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And they hate Christianity, but they're going to align with the Catholic Church in the last day because the Pope, it's almost a certainty that the Pope is going to be the false prophet, where it will bring the iron and clay. The iron mingled with clay will come together as, you know, one. Not necessarily merging, but submitting.
Well,
Catholicism will submit to Islam, not the other way around. They won't combine. It'll be a submission of Catholicism to Islam, and the Pope, the false prophet, will support the Antichrist, the Mahdi of Islam, and do miracles and cause the world to be fooled, as it says in Revelation 13. So, and then, you know, on this document, I've got all the links on the discussions that I have in it. Like, you know, if you want to, if you don't believe that the Vatican is the great whore of Revelation 17 and 18, then take a look at this. It's actually on my present day article where chapter 7 on my website. I go into all the reasons why, right? She's a woman, which is a church, sits on many peoples and nations. She will ride the power of the Antichrist union of nations. She's rich and powerful. She's wearing purple and scarlet. She's the mother of harlots, false churches. She's a city that sits on 7 hills. A city that sits on 7 hills, not a country. A lot of people try to make it a country. It's a city that sits on 7 hills. The Vatican is a city.
But if they would just read, they would know it doesn't say country. It says city.
Yeah. She's a city that reigns over the kings of the earth. Note, she is not the king. She rules the kings, right? She's drunken with the blood of the saints. The kings of the earth commit adultery with her. She's hated by the 10 kings that align with the Antichrist. You know, she's a church. She sits on many nations and peoples and tongues all over the world. Catholicism.
And you know what they should have on there when they're describing her? They should say, and many people admire her.
Yeah.
They should say that.
Yeah.
That would be the Bible.
Trust her. Many people trust her. Things like that. Because think about how people trust the Catholic Church.
I know.
Mhm.
When she's literally
very popular.
the great whore, she's the head of the snake. She is an evil organization that comes to you
They're
in the name of
so
Jesus.
rich and they get away with everything.
Yeah.
They protect each other. It's
Well,
just,
and they're
it's like
really,
a police
really,
department.
really good at hiding their true motivations and true agendas. They've had centuries to perfect the deception, and they're really, really good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She rides in the power of the Antichrist. She wears purple and scarlet. She has a golden cup in her hand.
That's why I don't know why the horse for them would not be red.
What?
The
horse?
The 4 horses.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the white horse.
The Catholic Church would be the red horse.
Well, it's a white horse because the Catholic Church professes to
holiness,
be coming in the name of peace,
and coming in peace
is white is a symbol of peace,
purity,
and purity.
Yeah, which is what she says she is. She's the mother of harlots. She's a city that sits on 7 hills. She's within. She's totally within Rome, but she's got her own. The Vatican is literally a
city of its own.
Well, it's a words just escape me these days. It's a nation. It's a nation of itself, right? It's what's the word for it? When a nation it has its own rights.
I know. I can't.
I can't. The word's right there on the tip of my tongue. But she's an actual nation that is a sovereign nation that has her own rules and own laws, and it's a city that sits within Rome, the city of 7 hills. Yeah, so she's a city that sits on 7 hills.
Maybe you have it written down there.
What?
Maybe you have it. It is within the city of Rome called the.
I probably have it written down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'll think of it in a minute. But here's the Vatican, right? Does that kind of look like a compass to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
The Freemasons symbol. Yeah. Sure does. She reigns over the kings of the earth, right? She's not the king. She tells the kings what to do. The Catholic Church has been doing that for centuries.
Yeah, like in England, when the church was very powerful, when King Henry VIII was in power, and he could not get a divorce unless the church said it was okay.
Yes.
Even though he was a king. And then when his mistress said, "But you're the king," that's when he said, "Well, I'm going to make it lawful for me to get a divorce."
Yeah. Yeah, because she literally rules. She rules over the kings of the earth, and she's drunken
still very powerful
with the blood.
in Europe.
Sorry,
the Catholic Church is still very powerful in Europe.
Oh, in Europe, yeah, absolutely. In Canada, the king is still the king of Canada, right?
Australia. So I don't know.
And a woman drunken with the blood of the saints. And the Catholic Church has murdered 68 million Christians over the years for refusing to bow to their false doctrine. 68 million Christians.
Wow.
A woman was brought by 2 women with stork wings to land of Chaldeans, and she will be destroyed by nations gathered. I don't know what you're trying to say there.
Anyway, welcome.
Welcome to our podcast. Yeah. All the nations have drunk of the wine of her fornication. I mean, she's definitely the great whore. There's no doubt about that. You don't have to agree, but I don't think there's any doubt about it at all. As we just talked about, the green spotted, strongly colored horse, Revelation 6 and Zechariah 6, fits Islam to a T. Just absolute perfect fit. Death and hell, and I've got more of that, and then when we see the Antichrist sits in the temple claiming to be God, and Judea is where the West Bank, it's called the West Bank today, right? Jesus said, when you see the abomination of desolation, so when you see the Antichrist take power, if you're in the area of Judea, which is called the West Bank, Judea and Samaria today, he said, flee. Don't even get a change of clothing. Don't get anything out of your house. Don't get any clothes. Just run. Why? Because
they're going to kill
when the Islamic Antichrist sits in the temple claiming to be God, takes over the world, stops the oblation, the sacrifice and oblation, and tells all of the Muslims that are living in the area of Judea to kill all their Jewish neighbors, that's what's going to happen. When the Antichrist takes over the world, he's going to tell all the Muslims in the area of Judea to just wipe out their Jewish neighbors and kill them all. And so who other than a Muslim would do that? I know that the Muslims have tried to get everyone in the world to hate the Jews, but no one hates them as much as Islam does.
Right.
And that's going to be the Antichrist is going to be hunting down and killing all of the Jews and Christians that he can. He's going to be making war with the saints, as it tells us in Daniel 7 and Revelation 13. He's going to prevail. And Islam hates Jews and Christians and is literally making war with Jews and Christians already, right now.
Yeah.
So, and then Satan knows prophecy much better than anyone. Remember, Satan is a very powerful fallen angel.
Yep.
And if Satan believes that Islam is going to be the religion that controls the world in the end time, then he probably knows something. Right? I mean, sure, he's a lunatic, evil, crazy, awful, vile fallen angel.
Monster, yeah.
A monster, but he is a very intelligent, very powerful being that has
Right.
had thousands of years to study the prophecies of the Bible.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's doing, and he has set up the world
Yeah.
for a Muslim Antichrist.
I don't think Christians take him seriously.
They don't.
They don't take him seriously. Just in your day, you literally wrestle with the devil all day if you really love God.
Yeah.
And when you're not aware of him, he's got you.
Right? If you're not having a fight every day,
Oh, I have a fight
Then-
all day.
then Satan probably doesn't care
I
about
have
you
to
because he's already
constantly
got you.
Pray in the spirit,
Yeah.
asking, rebuking the devil, because
Yeah.
thoughts, worry, anxiety, stress, any of that, it's all coming from the devil. People don't give him
Yeah,
enough
because
credit.
if you're worried about something all the time, you're not putting too much trust in God.
Right.
You're allowing Satan to get at you.
Right. And I think it would benefit us much if we would please just keep that in mind. That all those things that we go through, you're wrestling with the devil.
Yeah.
If you really love God, you're wrestling with him.
And it goes way beyond our personal experience. When we understand the level of deception that Satan
Yeah.
has in the world with
Yeah.
the myriads of false religions,
Yeah.
the duplicate prophecies that he has set up in Islam and Catholicism, how he's got the Jews waiting for their Mashiach. I mean, he's got Christians set up to fail when they don't get raptured out of here and they see the Antichrist. They're going to think it's not the Antichrist. And this whole, all of the interfaith lies. all of that is just all of the work. Those are all works of Satan.
Okay.
So we're definitely the devil definitely is ready to bring out a Muslim Antichrist. Everything he's doing in the world today is to bring out a Muslim Antichrist. And then, as we see in Revelation 16, 19, Ezekiel, Zechariah, Joel, the Antichrist is going to try to wipe out Israel at the Battle of Armageddon. And Islam's the only religion with such an overpowering hatred for Israel that they just want to wipe them off the map. That's their goal. That's their agenda. So it's all of these things, the Antichrist will unite the world under a one world government and a one world religion. Remember that the Antichrist is not only going to set up a political and military alliance, it's going to be a religion where we'll be required to worship him. And he's going to claim to be, of God, if not God himself. He's going to at least claim to be of God, right? And he's going to sit in the temple saying that, and he's going to sit in the temple, the rebuilt temple, and stop the sacrifices and oblation. And he's going to sit there and to be like an in your face, ha ha, see, I'm in your God's temple, but he can't do anything because I'm God. That's going to be him sitting in the temple, showing himself that he's God. It's just, this thumb in his nose.
Blasphemic.
And that's what the Bible says about him, right? He's going to come in that form. And, all the prophecy fits this picture. Islam it fits all prophecy like a hand in a glove. And then I've got on this page, I've also got, where the duplicate prophecies that Satan set up and how he's got the Jewish people that don't believe in Jesus, of course, right? The rabbinic Jews that are still practicing Judaism, Pharisee 2.0 really is what's going on in Israel. It's the Messianic Jews that are the true Israel today. And we as Gentile Christians are grafted into that tree of Messianic Jews. The Muslims are awaiting their Mahdi. The Jews are awaiting the Mashiach. The deceived Christians are waiting for a rapture. Catholics are waiting for their great monarch and the final glorious Pope. Satan's currently setting up the world for an alien invasion. So when the fifth trumpet sounds, he's going to say it's aliens.
True.
And then Satan has already fooled billions of people with his lies about evolution. And, interfaithism needs to be in there too, because interfaithism is one of the biggest lies, the most successful, that it's in churchianity big time.
Yeah.
There are so many supposed Christians believe in interfaithism. So, this is such a shoe-in, and I hope I explained it well enough for other people to understand and see that as well. So you're a Jew that follows Christ. Praise God. So you are a Messianic Jew. You are my brother or sister in Christ, and we've got some other Messianic Jews that watch our channel regularly. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. So that's really all I got. We're going to stop a little early today. On Sunday, when we come back, I'm going to start a discussion on Daniel, and we're going to look at Daniel 11 in great detail. And we're going to look at how Daniel 2, Daniel 5, Daniel 7, Daniel 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 all talk about the end time and how all of those prophecies from Daniel actually all fit together really well. And so I'm going to start talking about that on Sunday. I may not finish the discussion, but we'll start on Sunday.
I don't even know what to call this person. LBJ. I can't even read it.
Late 7-11, something like that.
Late
7.
8.
7.
But that's awesome.
11. I don't know.
I think it's he. I don't know.
But yes,
100%. I follow
Yeshua
Yeshua
is the Hebrew pronunciation of Jesus. And
yes,
we love Yeshua. He
I
is
got
our
a
God.
cap that says Yeshua, Lord of King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
Yeah. So I'll pray real quick and we'll say goodbye, but come back Sunday because it is such a very, very fascinating study to look really in depth at Daniel's prophecies. There, it's just amazing.
Just L8711.
7-11.
8711.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what it means.
I think there's a name in there, but I'm not sure what it is.
So let me pray real quick and we will say goodbye. Thank you, Lord, for everything, for all you've done, all you're doing, and all you're about to do, Lord. Blessed be your holy name, Yeshua, my Lord and my God. Amen.
Amen. Jody. Okay, Jody. And then L8711. That's about all I can read. I can actually read it over on your screen.
It's got kind of a little ring to it, so it's kind of
okay.
cool.
So Paul, Johanna, Lainey, and Bob and Sue.
Okay. Thank you all for being here. We love all of you.
We love you guys.
The only reason we're here is to dispel the lies of Satan.
We got
and
our
to teach the truth of God's word. It's the only reason for being here.
Bob says, love all of my brothers to the great stuff. We love you, Bob and Sue. Hope all.
The whole Bible is all great. It's my initial and birthday, and 11 is Revelation 11. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Hi.
So welcome.
Lainey says thank you. You're welcome,
love you,
Lainey.
Sister. And Bobby Sue, love you.
Bobby Sue.
And everybody that does not chat but watches, we're just glad you're here.
Yeah,
and
we
love
really
all
appreciate it. Yeah.
And everyone that watches later, there's a lot of people that have told us they watch later, and we're just glad that you're watching later. We love all of you.
Yeah.
And we will see you on Sunday.
As long as you teach truth, I'm happy. Oh, we teach truth.
Well, that
no lies.
No
lies.
That is my my entire agenda is to teach truth. I'm not here to
teach
get
traditions.
Followers. I'm not here to do anything except just to dispel the lies of Satan and to teach the truth of God's word. And you know, Satan's lies are entrenched in the church today and church doctrine. And that's one of the things that I teach is how, you know, dispelling those lies as well. And what is a real Christian? We just went through a whole series on that in our recent lives that if you want, you can go back and watch those. Just whatever, or you're on YouTube, so you can just look on the live tab and go back and see that discussion that we had. It was over several weeks. We talked about what it really means to be a Christian and in great depth.
Yeah.
So you might like that.
Yeah. So welcome here, and we definitely hope you come back.
Yeah.
Please look at the banner at the bottom of the screen. Okay, those are all the places that we can be reached. This is where we are. Give it a big thumbs up. Okay. Share this Bible study with everybody that you know. Turn on the notification bell so you do not, you know, and then
Smash that
subscribe to this channel. Everybody's got all these things going on. What did he just say? Many go out and
that
just
like button.
Right.
Hunt you down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Many go
Many
out.
go out and deceive many. And
Yes.
you know, we're the light in the darkness, right? All of us who love the Lord Jesus, we are that bright mote in this.
I know.
The world is blanketed in darkness, and we're the light. We need to shed that light everywhere and reach as many people as we can.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
why we're here. That's why I've got, multiple websites. I've got mobile apps that you can download for free. I've got a whole book, that you can download for free, and a full video site. That everything that I do is for free because I got my salvation for free. Why would I try to make money
Exactly. Yeah.
on promoting God's truth, right?
Right.
So
Mhm.
everything that I do is free, absolutely. So,
Yeah,
and it's
right.
all just to promote the truth.
Right.
So,
So Annie,
thank
love
you all.
Love you.
Stay
Love you,
warm.
sister.
She's in Minnesota. It's 11
Yeah,
degrees. She
try to
said.
stay warm.
Please stay warm. Please stay warm, everybody, because it's going to be really cold if you're up north, and
Yeah,
we're praying for you.
yeah.
I got warm
It's
clothes.
getting
I'm
worse.
ready.
God, right now.
We
I
need the full
know.
armor of God, absolutely.
I know. Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. We'll be praying for you. And please, if you would like, reach out because the banner is still up there. You can email. Please go to videos.prophecyandtruth.com.
Yeah.
Okay. Please
Yeah.
and look
you
over the
watch-
website.
If you watch the videos just on the homepage on videos.prophecyandtruth.com, you will get a really good idea of what I
he's
teach
in Alaska.
in Alaska. Oh, cold up there.
Yikes.
But I've got prophecy, I've got
Stay warm.
truth teaching on there. I've got, modern day, lots and lots and lots of teaching just on the front page there. And then of course
Yeah.
there's myriads of other pages with other videos. But definitely check that out because if you want to know what I teach, you'll find it there.
And just to let you know, many people do not know this, but Annie's my sister. Her and I have a tiny little splash of Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazi Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah. The DNA says so anyway. Yeah.
The DNA thing says just a little. Well, I heard a lot of things going in the family that we were Russian. We are not Russian. We're Ashkenazi, which is messed up. But anyway, Annie, I love you so much. Everybody, we love you.
Traveling to Israel. That's cool. I went
Oh.
in 2007. I would love to go back.
Oh,
That was awesome
that would
to
be
see that.
so
I would
cool.
love to go.
So,
I'd love to go to Tel
yeah,
Aviv.
be safe and enjoy
Yeah,
your
please
trip.
be careful. Yes, be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're getting out of here. Love
Love you all.
everybody.
I'll see you Sunday. Thank you, Diane. Love you.
Oh, I gotta go over here. We love you so much.
Love you guys.
See everybody Sunday.
Love you too. Love you. Bye.